guys, welcome back to Talk That Talk. So today we had to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac review because this was an episode with Miss Nicki Minaj and she came swinging. Okay, so of course we know from the last episode that she came at Ashley basically saying that Ashley had no storyline and she was just at home with her babies most of the time, and she basically partnered up with Giselle and outed the rumor about Wendy and the husband to get her some camera time. I do think that is true to an extent, but I also, like, Ashley has been known to be messy, so I think when Ashley heard of some drama, I think she was interested in like getting it out there, because you know Ashley is not like, oh, I don't bring up people's drama, I don't bring up stuff. Ashley very much is with the drama, very much so. She's always been that way. She always approaches people about things. So I wasn't surprised that when she heard about it, she ran with it. And I think Giselle knew. I think Giselle is the most calculated one in all of this, because Giselle knew if she told Ashley that Ashley would approach Wendy about it, because that's Ashley's personality. So Giselle took it to the right person. Robin wasn't going to approach Wendy on her own, you know, by herself in a group setting about it. That ain't Robin. Robin is like a piggybacker. So, you know, Karen is cool with Wendy this season. She wasn't going to bring it up. So Giselle went to the person who definitely would have brought it up and called it out. Hello. This is all on Giselle. Now, Nicki got on Giselle a lot because she's like, you know, you be coming for Karen and her looks and all of that stuff. So like, what's up with that? Or whatever. Karen felt very vindicated because Nicki came for Giselle so much about her actions and Giselle history with her ex-husband. And when she was asking them, now the ladies here who marry older men, if y'all had millions of dollars, would y'all marry good men? No, in the heck they would not. No, in the heck they would not. Miss Ashley would have got her a much younger piece of man. Okay. Ooh, no they would not. I think Karen would have still married, right? That's the only one I believe. But anyway, Nicki was getting the girls together. All right. Now I'm going to skip to the juiciest part, okay? Because a lot of us was trying to figure out who Nicki was really coming for the most. All right. Because I felt like she was light on Wendy. I felt like light on Karen. I felt like, you know, she was pretty nice to Robin. She had asked, like, Juan seemed happier this season. Are y'all having sex more and stuff like that? But she did call Robin out for basically always kind of being a piggybacker to Giselle. Because she was like, you know, when you said, are we mad at Wendy? You know, she's like, why do you need somebody else to tell you if you're mad at somebody? And Robin made up some whatever. But that's so true. It's like, Robin, why do you need to go to Giselle? Like, are we mad at her? But she's one of those friends that, like, if her friend is mad at somebody, she's mad at them too. Whatever her friend ain't agreeing with, she ain't agreeing with it either. But it kind of makes you seem like you don't have a mind of your own in the same instance of all of that. So it's just kind of like, Robin, stop following behind Giselle so daggone much, or whatever Giselle's opinion is. We want to know what your opinion is outside of Giselle. So she got on her a little bit about that. But she did give Candiace a lot, I feel like, but not in a super mean way. So she was talking a lot about Candiace's mom and how she has to set boundaries. And I felt like Nicki was saying a lot of advice that, like, women need to hear about certain things. You know, so she gave Candiace advice about the situation with the mom and how, you know, moms do need to apologize about certain things if they're wrong, or things don't always have to get swept underneath the rug just because they're your mom. So I thought that was really good for everybody to hear, even us watching. The other thing that she went in on Candiace about was the album sales, honey. The album sales. But before we get to that, every time Candiace spoke, Nicki was like, Candy girl, don't talk. So I low-key don't know. Like, Nicki said she likes Candiace's song, but maybe Nicki doesn't like Candiace on the show. Okay? I don't think Nicki really here for Candiace on the show. I think she clearly likes her song, but I don't think she likes Candiace on the show. And guess what? A lot of us don't. So I'm not surprised, but I was surprised to hear Nicki saying, girl, Candy girl. you know, you're gonna have to hush and let me finish my statement. She was not letting Candiace get a word in, okay? But I would have to say, Nicki had those girls in check, okay? If Nicki wanted to finish her statement, she was gonna finish her statement. If Nicki was saying, nope, don't cut me off, them girls was hushing up, okay? But she came for Candiace with the album sales. She's like, how many album sales does that record, what is it? Drive, whatever. How many album sales that record got? And she said, what, under almost 500,000 or something like that. And Nicki said, no, baby, how many album sales? Nicki had to school her on what album sales were versus the sales of the single, I guess. And she's like, how many album sales? And she's like, oh, let me find out. Let me find out. I just got these numbers yesterday. Because Mia was like, you should know those numbers or whatever. Mia is correct. You should know your numbers or whatever. But give her the benefit of the doubt. She just got the numbers the day before or whatever. But if there is rumors that Nicki Minaj is coming to host a reunion and she is a music artist, then I would have been trying to study at least one or two of those numbers that came in so I could speak to it. You know what I'm saying? And it would have been good if anybody tried to downplay her song. She would have had, like, you know, maybe one or two metrics that she would have studied that she could have just blurted out. Like, yeah, I am that girl because I got this many album sales. I got this many sales for my single. You know? It just would have been good to know, Candiace. So, yeah, Candiace ended up saying she sold 20,000 albums, I guess, within the first week. And Nicki was like, you sold 20,000? 20,000? Like, she's like, no, girl, I know you did. But it came off very shady, though. Very, very shady. Because why did Nicki have to say you sold 20,000 so many times? Like, because she did not believe it at all. So it came off super shady. Or whatever, and Candiace like, yes. Like, so Candiace didn't get, like, all feisty or anything. I don't think she even none of that kind of smoke with Nicki Minaj or whatever. I don't think she wanted to be, like, you know, shady towards her or mean or anything like that. She probably likes Nicki Minaj and is a fan. So, that was one part, and then Nicki wanted her to sing. And Nicki's like, you know, but before that, she's like, you know, I have a label. So what would your selling point be to me if you're sitting with me trying to get on my label? You know, if you're sitting in front of a label. And she said, her voice, right? And Nicki's like, you know, your voice? Like, I've heard you use auto-tune in your songs. I can hear it. So I'm just like, the shade. So then she asked her to sing. And Candiace is like, she don't want to sing. So how are you going to say your selling point is your voice, your vocal ability, but then you're not ready to just sing right after that? You know what I mean? Because if you're like a shy singer, it's going to be hard for you to market yourself to people who don't know what you're about yet or don't see your levels of success where you don't have to walk in a room and sing. But if you're a singer, you're always walking in a room and singing because you're always recording music. So, and you're performing and all that stuff. So it's like, Candiace, why did it take you so long? And then she goes, oh, maybe I'll sing a church song or a gospel song. And I'm like, what? And then they're saying, like, no, you should sing your stuff. Like, market your music. If somebody asks you to sing, you should always sing your music. You know, if you're somebody who doesn't have songs yet, then yeah, go for the gospel record. But you have music. You just sold 20,000 albums. Why can't you just sing a song off that? So it's just like, what? I felt so awkward watching that part with Candiace. I couldn't believe it. And Chris came up and said he didn't like the question. And Andy said that was very hard, but you did a good job. Because she was put on the spot, you know. And I think anybody naturally would be nervous to sing for Nicki Minaj. But if Nicki's asking you to sing, baby girl, you better sing the best darn song that you could sing. Because she has connections. Are you kidding me? So, anyway, Chris said that he was upset with the questions, the line of question. I think Chris was upset that she was kept asking her, like, you sold 20,000, you know, 20,000, and that she uses auto-tune, and, you know, she threw a couple shots at Candiace, and I don't think Chris was happy about it. And there was a little Twitter exchange between Nicki Minaj and Chris Bassett, okay? But Chris needs to chill out because a lot of people on Twitter were saying Chris, you don't want no smoke with Nicki Minaj in the bars because we all listening to her song right now and thought that she did well, but now you're going to turn it into the barbs coming for Candiace and not supporting her. So, Chris, stay off of it. Just chill out, bro. You know what I mean? Just chill out. And a lot of people pointed out that when Chris walked up to Candiace after that segment, he didn't say, oh, I'm proud of you, you did a good job, or whatever. He just said, I need to talk to you about something, and he was upset. So I do think that Chris kind of adds in some more negativity than is needed, but I understand where he was coming from at the same time. Because I think in that moment, Candiace would have needed, oh my gosh, you did so good. I know you probably were nervous, but when you sang, it sounded really good and you did a good job. You held your own up there. Like how Andy was doing, like people need that. People need reassurance and positive words when you go through like a hard little interview or interrogation or whatever, or just doing a reunion period. You need encouraging words, not somebody to come at you and pointing out the negative. Like, you don't always need that. Like, we could talk about that in a couple hours, but you know, just praise me and lift me up right now, okay? All right, you guys, so I'm gonna wrap this up. That was it for the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. Stay tuned to the channel because I am going to be reviewing Portia's A Family Matters show, and I got a lot to say about that, so I'll be doing that one next, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.